palace of winds atop a field of clouds. How elegant. But that's not our first concern. Monsters here are pretty tough. Watch your footing, and make sure you don't fall. Thanks, Eslo. Hey everyone, this is Chaotic Teal, and welcome back to The Legend of Zelda: The Minish Cap. Last time, we robbed a royal grave. We navigated into the kingdom's water supply, and now we are prepared to do battle high above the rest of the kingdom. So, I wasn't initially planning on streaming tonight, but I just really felt like playing more Minish Cap, so I am. Also, I want to address before tomorrow's stream that I've come to a decision on Pokemon, at least for now. So, the Fire Monotype is going to be taking an indefinite hiatus because I'm just fed up. And I'm gonna go through this now so I don't have to later. I can get the negativity out of the way at the start. Scarlet and Violet released about 6 months ago, a little over, I think. And they were immediately buggy. Maybe not as buggy as some people online were saying, but they had substantially more and more frequent problems functionally than one would expect or want from a full-price release from a major developer. I remain firm in that lazy people do not make games, and the brunt of the responsibility here is likely on the Pokemon Company and anyone on the production side that is continuing to push through unmeetable deadlines to keep in step with merchandise, anime, cards, etc. But it's been 6 months, and we've had, I think, 2 major updates, both of which have solved some problems and caused others. And then last week we had, hey, when Pokemon Home functionality is added next week, you'll be able to do this. And then the next day they said, oops, wait, nope, stuff's not coming next week. That shouldn't have happened. And you're right, that shouldn't have happened. And then this past week's Terror Raid event was causing game crashes because the Pokemon in... So, that piece, that's not difficult to stop, and it's not difficult to correct. And it feels like 6 months down the line of significant enough signaling that these games released in an unacceptable state. It feels like that has not significantly informed any change or even intention to change the state of things. They've released pre-orders for paid DLC, and already paid for it knowing that I was going to play it, but yeah, I I can't change the amount that I have supported them individually, but creating content based on their current games in their current state at this point feels like it is just accepting and encouraging the way things are. So, indefinite hiatus. I'm gonna wait and see and play on my own time for the DLC. If things substantially improve, probably no later than the second wave of DLC coming out, then I might bring back and finish the Fire Monotype. But if things don't improve, I'm just gonna play the games that I purchased on my own time, and for the second time since Platinum, I'm gonna not pre-order a Pokemon game the next time one comes out. As I really want something to change. Pokemon as a series, as characters, as a cultural icon at this point, deserves better than this. So, that's where I'm at. I'm gonna be starting a new project tomorrow morning, or at least a new one-off. Probably gonna jump through a couple of one-offs for a little bit as I kind of adjust course. But yeah, and that's not to say there will never be Pokemon on the channel again. There will pretty likely be more Pokemon on the channel, just not Scarlet and Violet until things improve, and not anything past that point until things improve. So, with that all out of the way, this is a fantastic dungeon, and the music is fantastic. So let's actually play the darn thing, instead of complaining about a completely different franchise. So, by virtue of being a giant fortress above the clouds, at some point I'm going to have to learn to stop doing that. Anyway, as a giant fortress above the clouds, the Palace of Winds has a very different feel than any of the dungeons that we've seen up to this point. Rude. Every dungeon we've encountered so far, somehow, a self-contained, largely indoor area. This sure isn't. And it's really cool. And I like it a lot. There's fluffy cloud floating here. It looks awfully comfortable. Sure does, Eslo. Sure is a shame that there's nothing we can do about that. Magical Boomerang is fun. Not the intended solution, but fun. So, fun fact. The trophy description, or the figurine description, for the Ice Whiz robes, which again, we have not encountered, notes their fire weakness. But all Whiz robes are weak to fire? Well, with the exception of the fire ones, I think. It would be funny. I'm gonna have to try that, actually. Anyway, this is my favorite item in the game, and one of my favorite items in the series. Rock's Cape. This item... the first incarnation of this item could be seen in Link's Awakening, in Rock's Feather. But the actual Rock's Cape has only appeared in... whoops. The actual Rock's Cape has only appeared... I cannot jump that far. Okay. In Oracle of Ages, I believe. And Minish Cap. And possibly one of the Four Swords games? I don't actually remember. I said my piece on Tuesday about Four Swords Adventures, and I'm fairly certain it's not in original Four Swords. Now you may be wondering, why am I going back to the dungeon entrance? Well, it's because we're leaving. I promise there is a reason for this. Well, there is a reasons for this. First of all, there's an old legend that something big will happen when Hyrule's bell rings. Well, if we ring the bell in town, we get a piece of art. Can't do that until we have Rock's Cape. Next issue still isn't in. Oh, you're still here. I'm actually surprised you stick around as long as you do. Ah, yes, you have the Rock's Cape, and you have acquired a new skill. Yes, I am ready to train you again. So, would you like to train here? Heck yeah, I would. Now I will teach you a new technique, the down thrust. First, equip the Rock's Cape. Second, equip the sword. Third, jump. Then fourth, at your jump's peak, swing the sword. That's all, young swordsman. Do you understand? Yeah. That's why I will now possess your body, so as to demonstrate the technique. Witness the Swift Blade Possession technique of training. Possession! Now, you must try it yourself. Equip the Rock's Cape and the sword. Jump. When you reach your jump's peak, swing the sword. That's all. Yes, fine work. You know the way. I will now give you this Tiger Scroll. If you ever forget this technique, you can review it with this scroll. So I just really like the down thrust. Partially, the series of sound effects involved will live rent-free in my brain for the rest of my life. But also, you may notice, we have all but one Tiger Scroll. Which means... Also, we don't need to use the boots to get through the muck anymore. Heart. No heart. My body may perish. I am still the true Master Swordsman of Hyrule. Swiftblade the First, Spirit of the Swordsman. If you train with me, I will teach you skills that are out of this world. So, would you like to train here? This is a technique that only I have mastered. Only one who holds the sacred blade can perform. The Great Spin Attack. First, do a spin attack. Second, press the button repeatedly. Repeatedly. Repeatedly, do you hear me? That's all, young swordsman. You understand? Oh. But it is not so easy. One must feel the technique, not just hear about it. That's why I will now possess your body so as to demonstrate the technique. This is the spooky possession technique of training. Watch this. Possession. Now, you must try it yourself. Perform a spin attack and hit the button. Again, 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 again. Yes, fine work. You know the way. You have passed the test of Swiftblade the First with such ease. I will now give you this Tiger Scroll. If you ever forget this technique, you can review this scroll. There's something to note about this game's iteration of Great Spin Attack. There are no drawbacks. In most games that the Great Spin Attack appears, Wind Waker, the DS games, Four Swords Adventures, there's a cooldown period where after using the Great Spin Attack, you're dizzy for a little bit. That is not the case here. We can use the Great Spin Attack to our heart's content. Now, I want to check on something, because I don't actually know the conditions for a couple of Kinstone fusions. Okay, you have a Kinstone fusion. And I believe we already fused Kinstones with Grimblade. Or with Greyblade, rather. So our next stop is Lake Hylia. We need to go to Lake Hylia for a couple of reasons, actually. First off, let's see... Okay, you don't have a Kinstone fusion. That might not open up until after we finish this dungeon. For the record, I don't plan on finishing the game tonight. I plan on getting through this dungeon, and then depending on what time it is... 19 left. Now that we can jump, we can get to these islands. Which also means we can finally get over here. And this is a little bit of a doozy. This cave is massive. Anyway, finishing one thought. I don't intend to finish the game tonight. I intend to get through the Palace of Winds, and depending on what time it is, maybe do some more side quest cleanup. I think there's a text box if you lose your shield. I always think that the last mysterious wall is there. We can access this beanstalk finally. Which nets us yet another piece of heart, 200 rupees, and 200 mysterious shells. Puts us at 600. So, we may or may not do another figurine hunt before we go back to the dungeon. We've already seen one of the... I'll call them the secret sword masters. Who will increase attributes of your sword techniques. In the case of the one that we found, I believe it was that we can charge our spin attack faster. There are a total of 6. Not a total of 6 sword masters, but a total of 6 major... Or, not major. Words, brain, please. A total of 6 side upgrades, essentially, that... I just realized that I haven't been reading any of this text. Goron noises. Anyway, a couple of side upgrades that aren't really tracked anywhere major, but they can be extremely useful. There are 3 sword masters who we can access by using kinstones with other sword masters, Blade or Swiftblade the First. That's another heart container. Finally got that one. There is nothing else here. Only this. So, we have gotten to one of the secret sword masters. We have used a kinstone that'll let us get to the next. And I believe we'll get to the final one if we fuse kinstones with Waveblade. I think that's the name of the one who's at the lake. That would make sense. But there are 3 other hidden upgrade type things. There are just a lot of secrets in this game. Really? Nice. I was really hoping for a heart. Yep. Fuse with Wave Blade. And then it gets us one in North Hyrule Field. Where to go next? Actually, a Lon Ridge. Okay, that was necessary. I always forget that there's still no direct connection from that part of Lake Hylia. Hooray! Thank goodness, we're finally through. That was a long way to dig. Together there's no rock we can't dig through. These rocks are delicious. I just want to stay here forever. Nice having all my friends here, but sometimes I can't tell them apart. You know, with 6 Gorons all here at once, it starts to smell a little ripe. That Goron statue outside the cave's a little scary. Okay, we'll have to come back here. But doing all of that gets us our 4th and final bottle. Which is neat. Where else? Anything else I'm missing here? Well, we actually did get the next newsletter. Go ahead and buy that. Leave and come back to see if it shows up. It does. Cool. This is Swordsman Newsletter number 7. For real swordsmen only. You know the roll attack, right? Yeah, the one you do mid-roll. I bet Greyblade told you to attack just as you finish the roll, right? Well, actually, you can do it just as you start the roll, too. The timing is very tricky. You can do it. Hone your skill. Journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, or something. Camouflage shell shockers. These fiends festoon themselves with grass and red cane of Pachi. Suck them with the gust jar. How do you like that? Now you're a camo buster. Those short fused bombs. Told you about them in issue 3, but here's another thing. Apparently they drop bombs at a higher rate than other enemies. Or so it seems, but it's just a rumor. Flipblade signing off. The next one is our last issue. After that, it'll be time for me to put down my pen. Much as I like writing, I'm a teacher at heart. But I know you'll miss me when I'm gone. I'm like a star. A superstar. Issue 8, the last one, is coming soon. Hope you're looking forward to it. Till next time, warriors. Hey look, it's next time. Way to the Sacred Blade. Have you ever wished you could unleash your spin attack a little faster? Or perhaps split faster? Or maybe you wanted a longer great spin attack? It's only natural to want these things. Every warrior wants to be his best. So now for some good news. I haven't confirmed it, but there may be a way. All these things could be yours if you only figure out how to do it. Well, that's kind of what I was going into earlier. The one-eyed statue, Igor. You have to shoot him with an arrow to make him move. But if you beat him, he almost always drops spare arrows for you. So don't you worry about running out of arrows once you've beaten him. Just fire away. Armor's fabled creations of the Minish. I hear that they drop kinstone pieces when you beat them, or so it seems, but it's just a rumor. That's all the news for you. If you get lonely, just come over and spar for a while. And thanks for reading. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. Now let me sign off with one final time with that oh-so-familiar farewell. Till next time, warriors. So it is interesting, actually. I think... yeah. First gossip column is the magical boomerang. Second is the Mirror Shield, which is obtainable. We haven't gotten it yet, and we can't. Third is the Light Arrows. The fourth is Remote Bombs, all of which are available. Right, it was from Swiftblade that we got. You know, it could be, actually, that the mysterious amulet is the charm from the oracles. That could be a weird translation thing. Because you wouldn't put an amulet in a bottle, but for one thing, that's the only thing that I know of in the game that raises your stats directly. And for another, charm and amulet could be they could be seen as interchangeable. So maybe that's just a weird translation thing and it's referring to the charms. That makes sense. Because I was going back through these to point out that it seems weird that the only one of those gossip segments that isn't real is the amulet. But yeah, that could be it. That would make a lot of sense, actually. I don't know if there's documentation for this online, or if I'm just, like, 20 years late to the punch. But that could be... You still don't have anything interesting. I don't know why I keep expecting him to have something interesting. I think there's a D-star locked behind finishing the Palace of Winds. Okay, come in here. Mastery of the sword is mastery of the soul. I'm kinda like almost the best swordsman in Hyrule, Great Blade. Training with me will totally change your sword skill forever and stuff. So, would you like to train here? Yes, alright. I'll teach you how to prolong the duration of the Great Spin Attack, which you've already learned. I take visualization training very seriously, I'll have you know. Now, quietly close your eyes. Visualize your sword continuing to move longer than ever possible. Spinning, 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 spinning. Now your great spin attack will last longer than before, my student. This is the truth of the sword. When you doubt another, you bring clouds into the mind skies. Commit yourself to the blade and stuff. It's a significant increase. I think that's about double. Wow, I actually can make it over that. Neat. What was I thinking? Am I completely misremembering? Haha, I'm not! Cool. So, these little butterflies. Perfect match. We're all in for some good luck. These butterflies are the other permanent upgrade that I was talking about earlier. At 3 locations in Hyrule, there are those little flower beds. Unfortunately, 0 of them are convenient to get to. Made a perfect match. Maybe I'll get lucky enough to find a home. Alright. I don't know what to tell you. Separate fusion text. Yeah. They fit perfectly. I wonder if we'll get lucky. While I'm here, now that I've finally broken those gosh darn pots, let's go rearrange her furniture. And then, we will begin the somewhat arduous process of tracking down all those butterflies. We will get through the Palace of Winds tonight. I am making that clear right now. Welcome! This is my new house. Now, don't you just love that new house smell? I was just thinking about building a new house, so this is great. What secrets have you had locked away behind several cabinets that I was too lazy to move? Oh, that's actually reasonably significant. They fit perfectly. I wonder, does that mean we're in for good luck? I don't know why OBS keeps disconnecting and reconnecting. It's a tad irksome. Okay, I can't get over to the library. I have to go to the library itself. It's weird. The library is a completely self-contained Minish area. You have any thoughts? Folks don't come up here so often. I get a touch lonely on my own. You can see everything from up here. Ah, this is great. I love being a kid. Cherish it while you got it, little one. I don't think that the fusion I'm thinking of is active until we finish Palace of Wind. Okay, no. I keep coming back here thinking that I maybe just don't know the exact location or the exact point in time, but clearly that's not the case. I just need to be slightly more patient. let's go back to the Castor Wilds. If you delay pressing the button a second time, Joy Butterfly lets us shoot arrows faster. Okay, actually, backing up, if you hold the button, the Rock's Cape will automatically give you kind of a second gliding jump in midair. This one lets us dig faster. That would have been useful like 10 minutes ago. But I'm never sure when this stuff unlocks. So if you hold it, you get this second jump right away, and it looks like this. But you can actually delay that until you're pretty close to the ground. And you get more distance that way. Plus, it's just fun. The sound effects in this game make my brain happy, and nothing can take that away from me. I suppose that they had to code all of those puddles as puddles anyway, or splashing footsteps. Rude. Okay, that's just a kinstone piece. I thought that was more significant than it was. Rude place to try to get down from. Okay. I got ahead of myself. Come on. It's gotta just be disconnecting for seconds at a time. Haven't been to Vale Falls yet, so we may as well go do that real quick. And then go back to Royal Valley, because that's a thing we have to do. Sadly, we can't actually use Rock's Cape to jump up ledges like that. I think this one has my favorite design out of any of the Swiftblade lads. Spirit and the Sword are one. I am the nearly best swordsman in Hyrule, Splitblade. If you train with me, you will discover the secrets of your hidden power. So, would you like to train here? Now I'll teach you how to fill your split gauge faster than ever. I take visualization training very seriously, I'll have you know. Now, quietly close your eyes. Visualize your body splitting even faster than ever before. Splitting! Now you'll feel your split gauge much faster, my student. This is the truth of the sword. And truth is almost the exact opposite of not truth. Commit yourself to the blade. And when they say it'll feel faster, they're not kidding. It's ridiculous. actually kind of a ludicrous rate at which that gauge fills now. Which is part of why I wanted to go get that now, because, I mean, all told, the detour is going to take more time than just playing the dungeon. Especially if I insist on cutting all the grass trying to get fairies. Or hearts, or horseshoes. Now that's taken care of. And that's just so much nicer. It takes so much less time. Unfortunately, there is zero shortcut back through Royal Valley. This actually is a shortcut back out, but I almost never take it because let's see. Up. Just for the record, it is never south. South is lead. Left. Same as before. Same as the beginning. You'd think I would just have this memorized by this point. I don't. Didn't even drop a heart. So it's up, left, left, up, right, up. Hey, Dumpe, while I'm here, you got any thoughts? You do have thoughts. Congratulations, Dumpe. Oh, and your thoughts involve grave robbery. Excellent. You're not adding anything else that I will ever have to come back for. Do you have any further thoughts? Yes. Finally, another thing in the Wind Ruins. Okay, you still don't have any thoughts. This joy butterfly lets us swim faster. This is a kinstone piece. That was a piece of heart. Oh. You wanna face kinstones? Yeah, okay. They fit perfectly. I hope some good luck comes our way. Ah, so you moved that gravestone and now you can go outside. I get lonely in here by myself. So you come see me sometime? I'll have plenty of kinstone pieces ready, so please do come back. More shells. We have 800. We're definitely gonna need... Do you have anything more to say? No. That takes care of that tree. Do you have any more? No. Well, you came back to visit. I know this is a grave, but please make yourself feel at home. Okay, so I'm curious about something. You rude individual. Yeah, that just takes us back out. Ganbei said, left, left, left. Up, up, up. And then... up. And that takes us back to the beginning. Okay, that's good to know. I don't know that I had ever gotten that. So I was curious if there might be something if we followed those directions. I guess so. I mean, we didn't need 200 mysterious shells. We're maxed out again. But... I will always accept mysterious shells. Okay, genuinely. Gonna save that for after. You get a good chance of turning up some rare figurines if you hand over lots of mysterious shells in one big load. Adding on to what I've said about good options for farming rupees and thereby shells. The Great Spin Attack, especially once it's extended like that, nice. Is the best tool for clearing out grass and getting drops from Picolite quickly. Because Picolite is on a timer. meaning the more drop chances you can get before it expires, the better. The Great Spin Attack is unquestionably the fastest way to just mow through, quite literally, mow through a lot of grass. So, use the Rupee Picolite, Great Spin Attack through that field of grass that's on the south side of the Trophy Highlands. And that's going to be your best bet for rupee farming if you don't have access to save states and rewinds and all of that. Naturally, if you do, just do what I'm doing. Because I value my time, and you should too. I mean, maybe not necessarily my time, but your own time. There's a balance between wanting to get as much time and entertainment as you can out of your favorite games, and having adult responsibilities and stuff like that. Oh, cool. It's the truth. Especially now that I am an adult. I don't have all the time in the world to play games like I would like to. I mean, frankly, I cut into way more of my sleep than I should with playing games. Particularly in the last couple of weeks with Tears of the Kingdom. It's a fantastic game, but as someone who is highly susceptible to Ooh Shiny, it's a really difficult game for me to put down. So I blink, and then suddenly it's 3 AM. But point being, particularly particularly older games have a greater tendency to include things that don't value the player's time because actually, you know what? I'm gonna walk back particularly older games. There are a lot of games that don't value people's time. I would put that to a significant number of open world games. And really a lot of RPGs at this point that are excessively long or games as service, rather live service games like Fortnite, League of Legends, Pokemon Unite. Ooh. Most online multiplayer games do so much to get you to spend as much time as they can playing only their game. And sometimes you do find a game that you just love, and you want to keep putting time into it for a good while. But sometimes you just want to play through a game. Have fun doing it. Maybe check all the checkboxes if that makes your monkey brain go hee-hoo. But reality can be whatever I want it to be. And don't mistake me for saying that all games that are long are bad or problematic or whatever. That's not what I'm saying. Cool. The question is that length actually meaningful? I think there must be only one available figure that we haven't gotten. A lot of open world games, a lot of RPGs. Wait. Oh, we're still missing at least one more. A lot of games of that sort have hours and hours of content, quote-unquote. Huh. That was the last figurine we were missing. At least, of the ones we can get right now. We're still missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're still missing 10 of that 130, simply because we have not encountered those enemies, characters, what have you, yet. But now we can pick this up, and it'll actually be useful. And it'll save us time later. Anything else that I need to do? Any unresolved pinstones? The thing on Vale Falls. Nothing happens in Cloud Tops, thankfully. We still can't get to the back of the tunnel or the Minish Road at school. There are a few things in that southwestern area we haven't done. And apparently, there's one thing in Minish Woods. Let's go to Minish Woods and just go into that singular tree. No, this will be faster at this point. I also want to stop by and talk to Tingle. Just to see where we're at now. We have 9 Kinstone fusions left. So, we are in good shape. There are a few items that aren't available until after you beat the game, to my understanding. Just to make that go away. And we'll get that money back by fighting the golden rope that's up here. Except we won't. Cool and good. I no longer have such weaknesses. I mean, I still can't get out of water into anything less than a dock or shallow water. But I don't have such weaknesses as not being able to cut across. That's fine. The swamp water combo. Now, maybe at some point I should, well, huh? Okay. I'm clearly missing something. I was sure that that pull was going to lead to a Minish that we could fuse Kinstones with and get that beam to grow. Hello? What? That was a thoroughly unreasonable number of Kinstones. Okay, let's check a couple of things. Okay, nothing of interest from that. So that definitely isn't just hiding a Minish house. Is it this Minish? That I've just been completely dismissing? Sure is. Good grief. I think this is the last beanstalk? And that gives us the max size quiver. I would like to note that in the base game of Minish Cap, nothing indicates that you have the Joy Butterflies. Or the other bonuses. That's actually something that the randomizer addresses. Just go to South Hyrule Field. Take care of the last 3 in Western Wood. Oh good, more shells. There's a treasure at Vale Falls. It's a Kinstone piece. I kind of wonder if the actually, it seems reasonably plausible that the skull-shaped rock formation down there is a reference to the final dungeon layout of the first Zelda game. which is also on a mountain and also shaped like a skull with important things in each eye hole. Spoiler, there's another Kinstone fusion that gives us a chest in the other eye hole. Okay. That takes us down to 7 left? I'm not leaving again. We'll clean everything else up after Palace of Winds. I know that 2 of the remaining Kinstone fusions have to be locked behind finishing the Palace of Winds. But I don't know for sure of any of the others. I'm fairly certain that... Oh, sorry. Now we're down to 6. Oh, come on. Does it mean good luck? Maybe you're the one who gets good luck from this one. Anyway, we've been going for like an hour, and we're finally back in the dungeon. Also, doing the Great Spin Attack with loans multiplies the range at which you are doing the Great Spin Attack. It's amazing. Is there anything over here? No. Yep. Just jump over those. I'm always scared to do that. There's a strong gale blowing here. Try not to get swept away. Hold on to your hat. Fortunately, the wind does not affect us when we do that, so it can't throw us out of the hole or anything. Hang on. I think if we stomped on it hard enough, it might flip over. I used to think you had to do the down thrust to get that to work. Now I just think it looks cooler. And, in case anyone's wondering, correct about that assertion. I am taking no notes.
I always really struggled with this as a kid. You don't have a lot of time. You have slightly more if you come over here and break stuff before you take the platform. This is kind of a neat section. I think my favorite part about the idea of getting a Minish Cap remake is the possibility that they could give some of these just limited use obstacles and things like that. This room is easy to mess up. I may have already messed this room up. No. No, we're good. Probably? Yeah, we're good. Comments and concerns about that bat being able to access me when I'm that low to the ground. I guess we hadn't shown the arrow speed. It's pretty significant. I don't think that it makes the light arrows charge faster, but it is significant. The jumping off the clouds towards the top of the screen trick is one of the few things that I remember from when I was trying to learn the Minish Cap speedrun. Because of the way that okay, that's on me. Because of the way that those load zones work, I don't know what I expected there. Because of the way that those load zones work, it is perfectly possible. Just get up to a certain height and then jump into them. that these guys are terrifying. Less terrifying if you have the Great Spin attack. But when you don't... Ooh! I spy a free heal. I really like that they give you the dungeon items so early in this dungeon. Really, that aerial mobility makes this dungeon feel so much better than it would have if it took halfway through the dungeon to get the Rock's Cape. Got the dungeon item, we've got the big key, saw the door back there. What more could we have to deal with? I'm sure I've mentioned this before, but I'm no good with heights. Wait, hold on. I think I see something down there. Guess that means we have to take the plunge after all, hmm? Welcome to the second half of the dungeon. The speedrun has a way to get a quick kill on that one by just immediately knocking him off the cliff. Further do we have to go? This place goes on forever. There's no point in complaining about it. We must press onward. After all, how much more could there be? Come on, Link, let's go. The Palace of Winds is, without question, the longest dungeon in this game. Well, actually... I could go either way on whether or not it is longer than the final dungeon. I don't have the maps in front of me. I mean, I could. The guide is right over there. But I think that the game's actually fairly consistent in each subsequent dungeon being longer than the previous. I saw a chest on that ledge. Let's jump down to that. Yeah, this dungeon makes use of the verticality so well. I'm fairly certain that there are fairly simple ways to get around using the splitting mechanic for that room. That was another room that gave me a lot of trouble as a kid. There we go. Speaking of rooms that gave me a lot of trouble as a kid. Is there anything down in this corner? I don't remember. No, there is absolutely... Oops. Why does that never work when I want it to? Actually... Good grief! I was thinking... I thought the light arrows would take it out in one hit. How good actually are they? 10 times the damage of a regular arrow. That Gibdo took 20 arrows. Okay, time to test the funny. Also, this room is completely optional. I thought... Whatever. I thought there were fire wizards in that room. Which room am I thinking of? Concept, what if you did? No dice? Alright. Pretty sure I could have just used an arrow. Is this the fire whisperer room that I hate? Yes. What do you mean the fire wizrobes are weak to fire? What? Anyway, dungeon big. And the map for this dungeon isn't super helpful. Partly, I think, because of how little contrast the dark blue of the visited rooms has with the black for the void. Though, I guess another point that Minish Cap's dungeon maps in general just don't do well. There's no indication of where stairs are. I'm actually curious how much damage the arrows do relative to the sword at this point. Okay. So, my guess is that 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. The sword does 3 damage. The arrow does 1. And the light arrow does 10. Actually, several fairly significant components of a dungeon that are completely optional in the Palace of Winds. Oh good. We're back at max rupees. The day is saved. Another successful adventure with Hondo. So yeah, the light arrows are pretty good. I'm still in disbelief about that. I can't believe the fire wizrobes are weak to fire. On the topic of rooms that I did not like as a child, okay, we're good. So yeah, activating or hitting any of those automatically closes the door. I've committed an error. You aren't worth the time. I can't actually go this way. I forgot this wasn't the up floor. I am not taking any chances. Ah! Is it this side? It's this side, isn't it? It is. There's a piece of heart there. Those blocks don't move. At least the floor masters are coming. It is illegal to take any action when you are actively on fire. We're just gonna... Yeah. You got bombs. It's not quite as cool when you don't make every little kind of drop there. What that tells me is you can definitely get me through the blocks. I can't get you through the blocks. I'm gonna be in disbelief about that. Okay, well that wasn't the result I was hoping for. Okay, nothing there. It's the floor tiles. I was not up high enough. I still wasn't up high enough. Wow, okay. Maybe it just doesn't work because of how far this one is. Yeah, I'm gonna guess that's probably it. The Z-axis in functionally two-dimensional games is wild. Art. Go fight a boss that I had so much trouble with as a child. There's a running theme here. Yeah, the big issue is if you get hit by one of those projectiles while you're attacking, or that happens, because yeah, you have to hit every open eye at the same time. That's convenient. This is not Link's Awakening. I cannot charge sword and jump at the same time. Which is a shame. As much as I was awful at this boss fight as a kid, it's such a cool boss fight. I mean, I don't think that the Zelda series had even really done an aerial boss fight at this point. I think the closest would have been Eagle Tower in Link's Awakening. But even that's more of a platformer style boss. Having a boss that you're actively riding on its back and jumping between the two different entities attacking you. It's such a cool boss fight. There's a reason that this is widely remembered as the best dungeon in this game. At last, we've got all 4 elements. Let's go refine the Sacred Blade. Maybe. Okay, you still don't have anything? Actually, what do you have to say? Nothing useful. I think that the landing animation kind of cancels any speed benefit you'd get from the cape. last thing to check for the moment. We have to restore the sword. I need to run to the restroom. Give me a minute to do that and to think about how I want to approach this next little bit. I will be right back. I also got myself some tea, but
I'm back. So, my thought is... infuse the... sword. We will get... immediately... shoved into the final dungeon. There's so few people here now. I'm afraid something terrible will happen. Hey, my mom will be mad if I take all this stuff home, so shop up. Hey, it's a closeout sale. Everything must go. The whole castle looks so strange now. Monsters everywhere. Even the town's not safe anymore. People all stay locked up indoors. Why, hello there. Thanks for coming by. I sell all kinds of Picolite. Just put it in your bottle and good stuff happens when you drink it. Okay. I'm finishing the thought. Infusing the sword with the final element will immediately put us into the final dungeon. And we'll be stuck in the final dungeon for a little bit. So, because of that and because of how late it is, I'm thinking that we do another round of figurines just to clean up the ones that are now available. Which isn't going to be a ton. I think they added maybe 6, 7. Based solely on the percentage rate. There's one of them. We should also have the boss from the last dungeon, the red Dark Nut, and I'm not sure what else. Not Eenie and Miney. Eenie and Meanie. Anyway, we'll get to... Oh, cool. We'll get to the last dungeon and some final wrap-up stuff next time. So, yeah, this playthrough should conclude on Tuesday, next week. Then I have a couple of things planned to kind of follow up this series. That I hope people will enjoy. I'm not going to go into them quite yet. But I think if you've enjoyed this playthrough, you should enjoy what I've got coming next. Didn't realize that Karlov was one of the figures that becomes available last. That kind of makes sense. We're gonna get the Fire and Ice Whiz Robe figurines now. This might actually be the last set of them. I mean, not the last set. There is a selection of them that are only available post-game. But this is kind of shaping up to be the final set for that. So Red Dark Nut. It could be off. Again, I just don't remember for sure. And partially because I've never gone out of my way to complete the figurine collection as quickly as possible. Or as early as possible, rather. Lots of golden eggs. And that would be exciting if I needed them. Ambarosa. Yeah, this whole thing is made drastically simpler by just cheating. Okay. You've now collected all of the figurines I've made. Keep a good eye on all of your figures in the case. Please, come see them anytime. So that's different. Thanks for coming. Seem to have won all the figurines I've made so far. Would you like to draw for one anyway? Too bad. Come back if you ever change your mind, though. So now... Whoa! You did it! I can't believe you did it! This is a totally complete set! How incredibly awesome! You even got a legendary Karlov medal! Shines with a beautiful light. It's every collector's dream! What you've shown me here, it's just amazing! Here, feel free to go in my house and take whatever you want, and thanks. 'Cause, you know, I'm rich. Yeah, we don't have to get the post-game figures. 600 rupees, none of which we could carry. And it gives us a sound test. it's super cool that that's an option. I wish that it were accessible before the very end of the game, usually the post-game, because under normal circumstances, there's no way you'd be able to get all those figurines that early. Unless you were really, really putting time and energy into it constantly. But we're rapidly approaching the end. Like I said, Tuesday will be when we finish the rest of the game, including any side content that we have left to wrap up. Tomorrow morning, just about 13 hours from now, I'll be streaming what will either be a one-shot or the start of a new project, depending on how well or how poorly it goes. Tuesday, as usual, I will be streaming Minish Cap, finishing that up in the evening. I'm talking with my younger sibling about streaming something together next Thursday evening. So, look forward to all that. And look forward to what I've got coming up. I know that I've canceled or delayed or what have you, at this point, several projects in the last couple of years, but I think it's extremely important that I'm having fun doing what I'm doing, and sometimes life just doesn't cooperate with what I'm trying to do, especially when what I'm trying to do is play through a lengthy RPG with sessions of 2 to 3 hours a week. I mean, just as an example, I've had Persona 4 on my list pretty much since I rebranded. It was one of the first stream assets I made with my new branding. And just haven't been able to justify it because that's an 80 to 100 hour game, so I'd be playing that for almost an entire year at my current rate. So Persona's probably not going to happen until I have a little bit more time to put into streaming. But I enjoy what I do, and that's the important thing. I am thankful that I only do this as a hobby, so I can do whatever I want without worrying about losing my livelihood. And even so, I'm grateful to everyone who's watching. Sometimes it's a lot, sometimes it's not, sometimes there's no activity in the... So, all that said, again, thank you very much for watching. I hope you'll look forward to what I've got coming up. And have a good night, everyone.